Hey, hey, hey. Oh man, I have to laugh because I just ended the recording for the previous episode, and if you just finished watching it or it was a while ago and you remember our conversation, I was talking about games that waste your time, modern games that are disrespectful to your time. And all I had to do was click Steam and look at it for 5 seconds to have the perfect example. Crash Bandicoot 4. Oh my god. That game is the epitome of wasting your time disrespectful to the player. Not just in wasting your time, but also just its design compared to the games that came before it. I mean, my god. If you know anything about Crash Bandicoot 4, I don't even need to say anymore about the topic, but I'll continue my thoughts after we get to the boss. We're here to play Muramasa, the Demon Blade. I have long since given up on trying to figure out what part that we are on, because once it hits like double digits, it's, you know, I have just as much likelihood of saying the correct number as I do. No, it's more likely I'll say the wrong number. And so I'd rather not look that much of a fool. I can cook yam into a sweet potato as a consumable to carry around like a rice ball, and yet I didn't have this recipe as Momohime, I don't think. Did I just miss this? But you cook it over leaves. This must be like a traditional way of cooking yam. It's in Tomba on the PS1. Great game, love that game. I have a video about my retro achievements playthrough with that. There is a side quest in that game that I remember very vividly, that there's a campfire in a forest filled with autumn leaves, and you cook the yam. You cook a yam in the fire. I don't know why that's so significant to me, but it is what it is. Okay, boss time. So, as is the trend for Kisuke, I have to start these boss fights under a certain level. Oh, Tsuchigumo, yep, okay. Tsuchigumo is like a demon or a spirit in Japanese folklore that I do always remember, because it's just so gross, because it's a spider. Everyone hates spiders, right? Okay, the vast majority of people have arachnophobia, I think, and I'm one of them. Ugh, I hate this. Look at the skulls in its belly, its abdomen, its thorax, whatever. Ugh.
坊主はもとより参拝に訪れる者手当たり次第に絡め取り生き血を残らず吸い尽くさん。恐れげもなく枠糸を踏み子雲を殺す者がおる。生き血を食らう凶楽の妨げいで息の根を止めてくれん。
I haven't really been paying attention to what level I need to be for any of the following achievements, because it seems as though if you just go from boss to boss and do minimal amounts of fighting, I mean, you make it just fine. I don't even have to worry about it anymore. It was that first boss that I felt like it was cutting it close. How is this guy moving if he's just a skeleton? Oh, is it just the web, like, writhing around?
この小坊主、糸でぐるぐる巻きになっちゃいるが、まだ息はある。眠らされてんのか。
ナモアミダ仏。誰かは知らんが気をつけ
The
な
new
さい。
character, he's even got a name. I don't remember this guy.
書物に残る危機開会。桂木さんに1000年生きる土雲じゃ。膨れた腹に詰まった犠牲者の1000と990のドクロがこぼれ落ちては化け雲と変じると言われておる。なむ。
Akemono. That mean monster or something? I can't remember. Now, this is just like a skeleton that's moving around, but isn't it always interesting how many, you know, games or whatever will have skeletons that can talk, and we don't really question it anymore. It's like obviously supernatural, but how in any way could a skeleton ever talk, let alone have like a distinct voice? The things that we don't question. No, not my blood. Whoever is the voice actor for Tsuchigumo is disturbingly good. Ugh. Oh my god, the hit stop is crazy because there's so many of them. Where is he? Oh, there's a ledge right there. I didn't even see it. Falling? Or is that an attack? Oh. What the hell is happening? Nice, nice. That was quite a damage phase right there. He was just stuck on the ground forever. Even though I'm probably like very slightly under leveled, the fact that I'm on this lower difficulty I think is making a massive difference. See you later, bro. Ugh. Yeah, the difficulty and the fact that I don't have to worry about hit count. What a massive difference in being able to just progress, like, smoothly. Low life shinobi takes on 8 legs. Arachnophobia. I haven't been reading the names of these achievements. I should have. Why did that sound like a news article headline? Low life shinobi takes on 8 legs? Is that? I already forgot if that's exactly what it was. Oh, I have seen this guy. He looks more familiar now from this angle.
桂木さんの土雲に鬼人のごとき剣の腕前を持つ少年、そして何より驚かされるのがあなた様。
I heard him say Katsuragi.
虎姫様は鳴神海域騒動の折衛生され、節操が密かに供養いたしました。墓は鏡家の菩提寺にあります。勇気の類にも見えません。間もなく
Okay, now I'm
7
really
日となるは
confused.
ずの虎姫様が何故生きてこうしておられるのでしょうか。
First, Kisuke was supposed to have died.
危ないところでした。数々の無礼を詫
And
び、礼
now
を申しま
her?
す。
それより今の話は墓があるとかねえとか一体どういうこった？
鳴神からお主がクズ竜を持ち去った後、
What?
抗議
Oh
の
my
手の
god,
上に
his
切られ、
sacrifice was for
わらはこの世
nothing.
を去りました。されど、
Wow.
封の解けたクズ竜村正が世に災いとなる
Was
の
she
を
also
知りな
saved
がら、
by a ghost,
あの世に
just
は
like
行け
him?
慈悲深い阿弥陀如来様はこの義をお聞き届けになり、7日までの間だけわらわをこの世に戻してくださったのです。
I don't know. I must have been watching too much like Dragon Ball YouTube content lately. It reminds me of Goku like getting to come back for 24 hours or something so he could fight in a tournament.
おい坊主、虎姫の墓があるってのはどういうことだ？俺を担ごうと言うんじゃねえだろうな。
Being able to just come back for like a specific amount of time from the afterlife is kind of a funny concept.
虎姫様も幼き頃から見知っておればこそ、鳴神の事件に駆けつけて葬儀を務めたのです。姫は確かに見まかられた。
そんなバカな。
難しいことは分かりませんが、一つ気になるのは喜助さんが虎姫様のことを好いておいでではないかと。
こいつやぶから棒に何を抜かしやがる。
Wait.
父上様ご切腹の際の言葉に応じ、鏡家に代々仕えた侍たちが冥界より参じて味方してくれました。されど法院の重複に遭い皆は無賛したため、結界を破れず江戸にあるクズ竜に近づくことすらできません。
What if you had a one-man army supporting
わ
you?
らわの代で無意味はできません。
The mark of
王子様、
defense.
どうか死悪道に迷わぬよう、川中島の古戦場より修羅界へ入り、ゆかりある同志を募ります。天地の断りに反しても、仏様との約束の刻限もあとわずか。もは
Oops. I think I'm getting better at picking exactly when to advance the dialogue and wrong. Again, I guess it's not like so surprising that some people can come back from the dead. The afterlife maybe is a better way to put it. Just like temporarily, when you're also dealing with the fact that this lady can apparently just have a small army of ghost soldiers, and that's not like the craziest thing that people have seen. There are living spirits and deities all over that just can kill travelers on the road. This world is an odd one. There's a... I thought there was a button that lets me see what my objective was. I wasn't reading it like I should have. It'll tell me when I transition from one area to another, I think, but... I need more spirit. Very funny. More money. I want to save that.
腹が膨れたぜ。
Wow, my strength and vitality are way higher than... I can be wielding much stronger blades. Bedding slash. Irisame. Phase 2. Umitsu. So yeah, I was going to go into a little bit more detail about time wasting games, and my hatred for Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. What a funny title. So I won't go into... Oh, why did I click my mouth like that? That was gross, sorry. I won't go into the major detail of like the history of Crash Bandicoot, my history of Crash Bandicoot, but if you've seen my stream, this is also like a conversation I've already had, but I streamed that game once because I've been wanting to play it, Crash Bandicoot 4, for a long time. I grew up with Crash. So the first 3 Crash games had a pretty simple formula. Their levels were selected in different ways, but primarily you just needed to get from the start of a level to the end of a level, and there would be boxes in every level. If you broke every single box in the level along the way, you would get a gem, and then there were a handful of gems just hidden in levels besides that. But you could just beat the game by going from A to B until you reach the final boss, and like that's it. If you were content with that, that's fine. If you wanted to be a completionist, you could go for all the gems, and you'd get like an extended ending. You could do that if you wanted, although there's also no real benefit prior to 100%. Like the journey from any percent, beat the game, to 100%, there's nothing in between that really rewards you for your effort. That's always a shame when there's no milestones for progress, but again, besides the point. The amount of levels and the requirements for getting every gem, I think, kind of got a little harder from Crash 1 to 2 to 3, but it wasn't like crazy. It took maybe a couple dozen hours, like 20 to 30 hours, I guess. In Crash 2 and 3, maybe like 15 hours in Crash 1. Very, very rough guesstimate. I don't think it took that long. Crash 4 is insane. It came out decades after Crash 3 as they tried to kind of like reboot the original series. And I was so impressed with it at first. Because it has like all these gems you can collect, and it does actually reward you. I'm only just now realizing this. It does reward you for getting a certain amount of gems along the way in certain levels with alternate costumes. So instead of having costumes that you have to pay for, like outfits in a DLC shop or something, they're in the game, which is crazy for a game that came out just a couple years ago, you know, in the 2020s. They could have easily marketed them, but they didn't. They are unlockable as you progress towards 100%. Cool. You can also beat that game without like a ton of trouble. It's definitely a harder game than Crash 1 through 3, in my opinion, but you can still just get to the ending, see the ending, and then move on with your life, and it's not that crazy. I did it in one stream, so it's like 10 hours long, or shorter than that even. Where it gets crazy, and the point of all this, the time-wasting element, is they added 1 billion different things. I'm being hyperbolic. 1 billion different things to extend the playtime of the game. So every single level has the box gem for breaking all the boxes in the level. Oh my god, I have to focus up here for a second. So they still have the box gem. What was tough about the box gem in Crash 1 is you also had to get all the boxes without dying. So there was an extra layer to it. They eased up on that in Crash 2 and 3, I believe. But that was never too crazy. Sometimes there'd be like a crate hidden, a box, a crate hidden kind of well. And if you don't get all of the boxes, you don't get anything. But most of the time it wasn't too difficult to get all the boxes in a level. You just had to take it slow and be paying attention. Crash 4 is insane. It's evil. I have to press A. It hides a box, like at least one box, maybe off screen, or like in a place that no one would ever think to go, or maybe even in a spot where if you miss it and then you hit like a checkpoint, you're not gonna get it. There was one in like one of the early levels I remember. There's these 2 stacks of tires, and I had missed that there was a box in these stacks of tires. But one of the stacks has a platform on top of it that takes you to the bonus level. You have to go to the open stack of tires, break that box before going to the bonus level, because once you beat the bonus level, it covers up that other stack of tires. And then, if you had missed it, it's now permanently inaccessible until you restart the level. And then you have to remember to go to the one that the bonus level platform started on and get that box, as well as all the other ones throughout the entirety of the level to get the box gem for that level. Every single level, it seemed, had one like that. I tried for almost the entire game to get every single box in every single level, and I always missed like one. And it's a very common sentiment among people that the developers were evil. They wanted to hide boxes in like every level and make it nearly impossible for you to just do it blindly without paying insane amounts of attention. It is just cruel. So that pads the playtime by forcing you to either use a guide, which sucks, or go through the level over and over and over, combing it. Every grain, every pixel to find the boxes. Strike 1. Strike 2 is that the levels are also just generally way longer and more difficult than the previous games, so that makes getting boxes even harder. I want to say that, like, the highest box count by the end of the first trilogy was, like, 100 or 200. And that was, like, a standout. That was a lot of boxes. But Crash 4 breaks the 100 box count in levels, like, very early, within the first handful of worlds, I think, and like every level has hundreds. And if you miss one, haha, do it again. Look harder. I think I only got like 2 or 3 box gems in the entirety of the game, trying my absolute damnedest to find them. And then yeah, you have to find the hidden gems. Then there's these like videotapes. I never figured out like why some of them I could pick them up and other ones I couldn't. It seemed like it was based on the character I was playing, but there was no way to know before you went in the level. I still don't know what the requirements were for those, but you'd have to go through a level and like get this videotape, and not the biggest deal because you're gonna be playing levels more than once. There was like an award for beating levels without taking a single death, but I feel like that's kind of whatever. That's fine. That's an optional challenge to the best one. I don't know if you get anything for doing that. That's new to that game. And finally, I think the biggest like sin of that game is inverted levels. I already thought that it was egregious that they mishandled like the box count and like made it so, they made the game so demanding. Then they added every single level has an inverted level where like they added a graphical filter onto it or something, and the left to right axis of the level like was mirrored. Oh, my game froze for a second there. The game was mirrored left to right, and then they'd add a filter over it. Otherwise, it was the exact same level, but it came with its own completion gem, hidden gem, which was actually moved, so that's like one of the only unique things. It had its own box gem. So not only do you have to do all this crap in every level at least once, you have to do it twice. For like no reason. Every level, it's crazy. The game is just like twice the length of what it needed to be for absolutely no reason. It blows my mind, and it's one of the few times in my life where I've said to myself, I like this game. The gameplay is fun. But the completion is just asinine. It's unfun. I don't want it. It kills my enjoyment every time I go into the game. I tried to get the box gem a couple times of my own volition without a guide. I go through level 4 or 5 times, still miss one box every time. Then I finally do it, and then I'm like, oh, I have to go do it again. In the backwards version of the level. And then my enthusiasm just sinks. It's gone. Not interested anymore. I love the first 3 Crash Bandicoot games. I could play them like any day of the week and go for the 100% every time because it's just like entertaining and fun. They also have time trials in those games. But of course, Crash Bandicoot 4 has 2 versions of every level, and they're also longer and more difficult. So even those feel like way more frustrating, and you always have to do them, I think. Maybe those are exempt from the mirror version of the level, I can't remember, but still, like, it's either like I'm getting older or that specific bit of game design makes me that angry, or a combination of the two. It's one of the biggest time wasters I've ever seen in like a single player mascot platformer. Like, who want it? Would take you like 100+ hours. I think the how long to beat was our first indication. I think I looked at it before the stream when I had played that game. I'll try to pull it up on the side here while I run through areas. How long to beat? It's one of the greatest disparities I've ever seen in my life. Crash Bandicoot 4, it's about time. The main story, it says, is 10 hours. The main story, while doing some side stuff on the way, 20 hours. Completionist, 85 hours. And in some ways, I think that that's too low. I think it would take me more than 85. Usually I can beat games and complete them slightly under the average time. I don't think it would be the case for this one. I don't want to have to use a guide to find stuff. I mean, in a game where you're just going over the entire game world, looking for the things that you missed, sure. Like, I might use a guide to find whatever items I missed in this game if I can't find them after a pass over the world map. But in what feels like they should be bite-sized levels that take, you know, less than 5 minutes apiece, probably more when you're searching for the boxes in Crash Bandicoot, but it feels like it shouldn't be that difficult to find them. And I tell myself that 5 runs in a row per level, and I still can't find the thing I'm looking for. Yeah, it's rough. The epitome of like a game that wasted potential big time. Absolutely disrespectful to the player. Disrespectful to the fans. I know everybody's got like their own story of like some property that they were into, and then they released a new thing for it, and it felt like a slap in the face. You know, pretty much everyone's gone through that experience somehow. And usually I understand, I sympathize. But I sometimes I don't see the big deal. People make mountains out of molehills. And Crash Bandicoot 4 is a perfectly playable, fine, fun game until you're a completionist. And then it feels like they completely misunderstood what they were working with. And it really does feel like a slap in the face. And I don't say that lightly. It's crazy. Thanks for listening to me whine about Crash Bandicoot 4 for half an hour while I play Muramasa the Demon Blade. I'd love to know other examples of like either games that you feel are disrespectful for your time, but also like what was something that was disappointing in the gaming space for you. Was there a revival or a remaster or something that just completely misunderstood the assignment? Maybe they just made a sequel that was like super disappointing. That's usually where I feel like I hear the complaints from other people where I'm like, I get it, but it doesn't seem like that bad. Like, you got a sequel, it's fine. It's just not what you wanted. And I guess in some ways that is Crash Bandicoot 4 to me, but it feels like somehow worse than that because it was this multiple decade period where nothing happened, and then it's like, this is the chance for a revival, and they missed it. Whoa. Okay, I'm locked back into Muramasa the Demon Blade. No more Crash Bandicoot talk. If you want to talk about furries, you got foxes here. I've been waiting to wash your back.
遠慮しとくぜ、ユズルハ。湯に浸かる前からのぼせちまいそうだ。無駄に色っぽく化けやがって。目もやればに困るじゃねえか。
Damn Kitsune. Man, I want to watch Samurai Champloo. It's been a long time since I... Oh, why am I fighting these? Get me out of here. I might have mentioned I was trying to watch Full Metal Alchemist again. It's been a few weeks since I watched an episode of that. I should get back to it. I've been interested in like trying to watch some anime again. It's just hard for me to do that because I don't feel like I have the time to focus on an anime if it's not in English, whereas if it's at least in English, I can have it on the side and like, especially if I've seen it before, so I don't feel like I'm missing specific detail, but I don't know. Samurai Champloo. It's kind of a classic. It's a bit of a shorter one too. But that was such a good one. I miss it. I want to watch it again. All those OG, like, Adult Swim anime that they would air. I guess that's kind of my era. I don't know if they still do that. Why am I fighting these? I have to stop. What's this item? I don't know if Adult Swim still airs anime or not. I think there's a newer Avatar The Last Airbender thing out now that people have been complaining about. I've seen Avatar The Last Airbender, I think like twice, all the way through. Never watched Korra though. It just never looked like appealing to me to continue. Like, I thought the story of Avatar The Last Airbender was good, it was fine. It ended succinctly. I didn't think I needed more from that world. And from everything I've ever seen about Korra, it looks like it's kind of disrespectful to that universe, and they just have never been able to capitalize on that world beyond the original run of Avatar. But now there's like a movie or something that just came out that people are upset about because it does continuously more damage to the property. Like, I don't get it. How do you fumble the bag over and over and over like that? Night Glow is Is it called Moon Glow? I don't remember what Momohime's was. Moon something, I thought. God, I hope that I feel like I'm leveling so much faster now. And again, same thing with Momohime. It felt like at a certain point I was just leveling so quickly and my power level was rising. The wrong way. Like the rate at which I was getting stronger was increasing faster and faster. I need to keep this tracker up so I can see it, what the level requirements kind of are. I think that's a 20. I think it says level 20. We should be good. I was thinking it was going to be 18. I remember this guy from Momohime's campaign, even though that was like a month ago. Foolish Heal. Max life flame stays the same, but XP increases by 10%. What? Max life flame stays the same. So you can get 10% more XP, but your literal health cap cannot go up? That sounds terrible. Unless it means you can't heal, which is a really weird way to phrase that, but I feel like this game has had some odd phrasing. I'm broke. Didn't I have a sword that gives you more money? Betting splash. Income boost. By the way, if you're a fox in disguise, please go away. Like, if you said that and they were in disguise, one, obviously you can't tell then. Because you're just, that language is like you're hedging. And two, what incentive would they have to then tell the truth? Ah, dang, you got me. I am a fox. But you didn't know, you didn't claim that I was one, you just said if I was. I'm too honorable, I guess I better leave. This is very funny to me, very silly. And to think that that's like a problem. I assume it's because the foxes don't have money. They can't pay. Otherwise, what do you have against foxes? If they're patrons, they came to drink, to eat. Just, again, anti-furry. I don't get it. At the bath. Alone. I don't need this. I'm out of here. No, get me out of here. I don't want that. Like 20 some damage from that sword. And this one is hitting for 30s, 40s, and it's a faster sword. Okay, so the attack power of the blade isn't averaged out. It's the actual attack. Why does it feel like the game is a lag? Whoa, okay. Interesting. I don't know if that was a counter or it was just a really, really, really long wind-up. Whoa. The backdrop, the music is cool. Whoa. What? It did 1 damage. Okay, is it a counter? I want to try this move more. I want to know what it's about. I wonder if that screen-wide drawing slash is based on the power of the sword I switched to, or if that's like averaged out or level based or something. Just out of a curiosity, I guess. Oh, these guys. That time I did real damage, and I don't think I countered. Ain't no items. Oh. Huh. Egg on my face. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Forgive me. Excuse me. Area is cool. The music is so weird, but I like it. Brings me back to my time with Neo. Another cool game where you get to play in feudal Japan, and I remember these big battlefields that looked just like this that were set up in that game. Never got around to Neo 2, and now I believe that there's a Neo 3. I really got to get back to those, but those are long games. Neo 1 had a lot of content. It was very long. I beat it on PlayStation when I didn't have internet. I think there was even more content added to the game that you could only access if you had the internet. And I was playing it on my friend's. It was my friend's copy on their PlayStation. So, like, I have it on Steam now, but I don't think I really played it yet. I missed the item. Good thing I went back. cutting it close. I said it was level 20, right? I gotta be careful. Oh, what? Oh my god. I wish I could make smoke bongs. Bongs. Smoke bombs. Treat myself to a bowl of ramen after this one. Please. Doesn't the PlayStation Vita have achievements? Trophies? So this game technically already had achievements in some capacity on the Vita, right? I never thought about that. I guess I'm curious how they differ from this one. Where's this achievement on the screen? Yeah, it is 20. Okay. So, cutting it close, but I have no spirit. Dragonfly. I haven't had to use like any healing. That difficulty really do be something. No effect, haze 2. Vector blow, death blade. 24 plus 15 vitality up there in the corner. Igure. Wow, humongous attack boost. Okay, probably do this boss fight and wrap it up. Unfortunately, for a while, I'm not even going to be able to play this game again for quite a while, I think. Guess I'll see.
鏡ゆかりの死がこの類大の兜のもと、馳三人と冥府の背を越え向かっておるが、合流まではとても持たぬ。さりとて退路が修羅の道。打って出るにも多勢に無勢。この窮地をいかに切り抜ければいいのか。
敵方軍勢およそ1500。対する我が方は虎姫様のもとに集まった300余りの兵に過ぎぬ。
300.
戦の勝敗は数の多少ではない。将兵が一丸となり勇気を振るって戦えば必ずや活路は開けようぞ。申し上げます。大将先頭に修羅勢がこの陣を目指し一気に攻め寄せでございます。
あまりに殺気が渦巻いて波のものならおかしくなろう。
What is the mark
ご
of
法のイン
defense?
とやらがいるのも修羅界では無理もねえ。
キスケ、どうして来
Like
たの？
why?
誤ったことをしたな。
I feel like they didn't really address what that was. And then you can just bestow it? Like, why doesn't everyone just have it? I'm missing ancillary detail, I think.
何者だ。ここは人間が来られる場所ではないぞ。そもそもここの空気を吸い、正気でいられるわけなど
Yeah,
な
I
い。
already lost my mind.
厚め
Can't
の
lose
風
it
呂に
twice.
のぼせる程度には聞いちゃいるが、我慢してられるのは
Sounds like hammering something outside, so I apologize if you can hear that. Like the trains that go by sometimes.
そうさっきだって熱くなりねえな。姫が戦に飲まれてこの戦場の虜になりゃそれこそ向こうの思うツボだぜ。役が足りなきゃ幕も上がるめ。修羅どもが川中島の合戦に習うならこっちも相場がわかるってもんだ。見せ場といえば大将同士の一騎打ち。切り込んでくるぜ。姫さんになり代わり見せ場の大役俺が一番引き受けた。
One man army.
声を耳に聞け。近くはよって目にも見よ。我こそは修羅の大将ちぐるい毘沙門なるぞ。見たち切りつけ七
Guy's voice is cool, Bishamon.
毘沙門が立ち。とくとその身で味わうがよい。
I wonder if I've heard of this guy before. Bishamon sounds like a familiar name, but I don't know if it's the like the surname or something, or if this is the Bishamon that I've heard of. No, stop jumping over me. I'm trying to do something. My sword. Oh yeah, this is the sword that has like a huge power spike on the other ones, I think. Did I just deflect all those somehow? Oh my god. One damage, I don't understand. Is it betting slash because I'm gambling on dealing any damage or what? Itachi does a good amount of damage at least. Yeah, I think I deflected all those arrows or something last time because he, even though I wasn't expecting it, he took a ton of damage and then like collapsed. I just keep doing one damage. I don't understand betting slash. Wish I could read what it did. I don't think that there's anywhere to read what these abilities do. Osafune Kane Mitsu. Will is more important than power. Honorable duel.
我ら修羅の怒りと苦しみ知ったるか。今こそ汝に人たち恨み、巡る死悪道へのたむけとな
And
さん。
no boss has ever been like, I'm gonna do one final desperation attack. Please don't somebody die from this. I hope that Isuke's girlfriend, God, I forgot her name, doesn't jump in front of this or something.
あの野郎、俺に最後っぺかましやがって。
Oh, okay.
背中の傷じゃ逃げて切られたようでみっともねえや。こうしてると
No, wait, is she gonna give up her life somehow
どうだ、狂言なんかじゃねえだろ
to save us? Oh my god, no.
何も言わんでよい。恨んでなどおらぬ。
見てみな、敵さん大将首取られてほうけてやがるぜ。今の間にとっとと駆け抜けちまいな。
キスケ、しっかりいたせ。血が止まらぬ。誰ぞ助けられる者はおらぬか。誰ぞ。
Whoa. We're alive. Inano, Fox Manor area. The way she spins around.
空姫はどうなったんだ。
その元気なら明神様の薬が効いたようです。本当に本腹なさってようございました。あのお姫様でしたら大層心配しておられたのですが、あなた様のことをくれぐれもと頼まれて行かれました。
すまねえ、ゆずるは。ゆっくり礼をしてえところだが、それを聞いちゃすぐにも行かなきゃならねえや。ここはどこだ。
お命が危うかったため、ひとまずこちらにお連れしました。狐のお宿といって、
The
人間を
Fox
化かす時な
Lodge.
どに使う館です。ぼたもち
We
など
use it
も
when
つけ
we
て
need to trick
決して
humans.
手を
What do you
出され
mean
ま
by
せぬ
that?
よう。
お聞きください。古来より犬と狐は仲が悪くございました。室町の頃、ついに稲荷明神が犬神の力を奪い退けますが、恨み抱いた犬神はたたり神と返じ、世に戦乱を招いたがため、刀工村正様の手を借り、魂魄を刀に封じたのでございます。ご推量の通り、それが鳴神に隠されていた刀、
Uzuryu has Inugami sealed away inside of it?
村正でございます。
Interesting.
さよう
Why
な
does she
因縁で
spin?
ございますので、稲荷明神も心を痛めておいでです。我らも富士に参らねばなりません。
Okay. Well, all right. Remove the Edo barrier. Oh, I so badly want to play more. It'd be so awesome to just get all the way through Kisuke's story, like, right now. But alas, the remainder of the day calls. I have responsibilities. You know, all work and no play. I got some play in, and I should say the same to you. Make sure you balance work and life and school and whatever else you got. You know, working all the time, you gotta take some respite every now and then. Respite? Respite? God, I always get that mixed up. You gotta play some games every now and then, and this is a good one. I'm having a good time. Looking forward to playing more at some point. Again, the same stuff as always. If you've been keeping up the series, you know, leave whatever comment you like. Feedback, constructive, please. If you have thoughts on any of the topics I've kind of talked at you during this episode, but I hope you've been having fun and having a good time. I guess I'll see you in the next one. Take care until then. Peace.